I'm Nancy Dixon, and the work I do is called by various names, but one name is knowledge management, and maybe even a broader name is organizational learning. So that's about how does a team or a group or the whole organization, how do they learn about what they've been doing? And then the second issue is how do we then translate that to another organization or to another team? In healthcare, that's often called spread. How do we spread that knowledge? So those are the things I think about and learn about. I think I've always been in love with the idea of learning. Personally, for myself, learning is the most important thing to me in any situation I'm in. So that's a strong motivation there. But also, I've been in so many organizations in which individuals each learn very well, have great knowledge, but that knowledge doesn't help the organization because it's not collective knowledge. So that for me is trying to help an organization make use of all that individual knowledge. That's the motivation for me. I think the greatest challenge we face is that when people think about knowledge, they often think about something written down. But knowledge is really what is in the heads of people, and often we call that tacit knowledge. So then if you say, well, what we really need is that knowledge in your head, then people say, well, then why don't you write down what's in your head? But that turns out not to even be possible, because very often we don't actually know what we know until we try to use it, till we have a situation in which we need to apply it. So that's the hardest challenge, is to ask people to create knowledge in terms of a situation. The hardest challenge is getting people to really believe that they can't just write it down and use what's written down, that they actually have to meet and converse and talk in order for me to learn about your knowledge. The thing I think we've done very well here at Salzburg is that we have been in conversation rather than in presentation. And I would judge maybe 80% of the time we have been in conversation with each other, learning from each other, questioning each other, and maybe 20% of the time presentation. What we've been trying to discover through these conversations we've been having is how could we do a better job of transferring the knowledge that we have learned to other people. And I think we have begun to be able to speak about that, to understand that at a deeper level, and that is going to be very useful to the field when we actually are able to articulate that.